measurement, testing, it's so important. Our health has to be data-driven, personalized. What about measurement of bone health? I know DEXA is probably the most well-known bone density. But once we want to assess not only bone density, but bone quality, I have heard about REMS. Okay, and I already know that in some clinics in Florida, they provide this REMS. What it is, did you try? Do you suggest how it's different from DEXA? It's different because, as I said, not only bone density, but bone quality, because some bones, they can show on DEXA more strong, but really the composition of bones is really matter as well. What is like the composition, maybe bones has to be a little bit more flexible, let's say, so they don't crack at some point, right?
Well, yes. So I have heard of REMS. In fact, I had heard about it several years ago. And then when I was recently on a speaking tour in Australia, I had a fantastic opportunity to talk to some of the originators of it. So it's an ultrasound modality, which sends sound waves down through the tissues into the bones, and then those are reflected back up to really tell us not only the density of the bone, but more of the quality measures. The thing is, even though REMS has been found at this point to measure different variables, we're not sure how to apply it in terms of, for instance, we know that a bone density of minus 2.5, which is osteoporosis, predisposes us to X fractures, just because it's been the research standard for so many years. So where REMS is right now is not only clinical application, but in the research stage to really draw cause and effect of X bone density results in X fewer fractures, for instance. But it is an alternative. But in the United States and in many other countries that I deal with, neither are readily accessible. I mean, physicians are not ordering them in the United States. Insurance will only pay for a DEXA scan after 65. But Julia, I get DEXA scans on everybody. And I have 24-year-olds and 30-year-olds who have bad bone density. And so I think, you know, if you have any family history of poor bone quality, including your mother is shrinking, you are shrinking, you've had a fracture after age 20, you've had a low impact fracture, meaning, okay, so you wrap your car around a tree in an accident, that's trauma. But a low impact means you stepped off a curve and broke your ankle or something. If you ever smoked, ever had a high intake of alcohol, if you, for health reasons, had to take a lot of steroids like asthma, those are all risk factors for poor bone quality. On top of the fact that many young women are not laying down enough bone in their youth because they're underfeeding, either because they're not eating, because they're sedentary, or because they're so physically active, they're burning more calories than they're taking in. Even young women do not lay down enough bone sometimes. So if you have any of those risk factors, it is better to save your coffee money and go buy a DEXA scan or go buy a REMS scan, just so you know.
Yes, exactly. Early stage prevention is so important. And I believe we switched from this disease care to prevention model. And I know that you also believe in this. That's why we're so on the same page. And I'm so honored to have you with us as a speaker, as a keynote speaker at the Ultimate Wellness Conference at Faena Forum in Miami Beach on September 26th through 28th. We are going to have amazing transformative weekend with over 30 leading experts in longevity, holistic health practitioners, regenerative medicine doctors, and functional medicine doctors, and inventors in health tech and biotech. Those who are in forefront of these new innovations, cutting edge technologies. And we are going to have amazing time. We are going to be empowered and inspired, and so we will have great expo of selected biohacking technologies. One of the technologies that may interest you is NeoX. Maybe you have heard about this. It's machine for recovery for high performers, NeoX.
I haven't, but I'm looking forward to it.